Welcome to The Buzz. It's great to see you. Even though we can't see you, you can see us. Hi, Paul.
I can see you,
even
though Jason can't.
Hi, Candace. How you doing?
Hi, we can't see you, but maybe you can tweet us so we can at least talk to you.
Well, let's get on with the show.
Nice.
Straight away, I want to get right into it tonight. Brian Williams is a very well-known newsreader in the United States who's very well-spoken. I never thought we'd hear him rap.
Okay.
This here's a jam for all the fellows trying to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down because you're overzealous. Play it hard to get females get jealous. Okay, Marty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. Chick walks by, you wish you could sex her. You're standing on the wall like you was Poindexter. Movies showing, so you're going. Couldn't care less about the five you're blowing.
Something or other, sitting in a theatre, waiting to dance. No, there's something about his girl sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow. She says, yellow, come sit next to me, you fine fella. You run over there without a second to lose, and what comes next, hey?
Bust a move.
Absolutely.
You have to be of a certain age. I hope you enjoyed that, Paul, and his new career in music.
Favourite bass line in that song?
Now, Candace,
Yo.
Offspring. Is that a show that you watch?
No.
Right. Well, there goes that.
Well, look,
Sorry.
Is it a show that anybody in here, do any of our crew
Any
watch
crew,
Offspring?
you watch?
Anyone? No.
Anybody watch?
All right.
No, lots of shaking
because
heads.
we're all here. You see,
Patrick.
we're all so dedicated to the
Absolutely.
buzz that we do our thing here. We don't watch any other television. Full stop.
Patrick is a man. Patrick Reed. Well, he's a pretend fictional character. Last week, he died on The Offspring. Shocking 1.31 million viewers. So what do these viewers do when one of their favourite actors dies suddenly in a series?
They go to social media.
They go to Twitter and Facebook, but mainly Twitter, and they use @Offspring because they think then it's going to go to the makers of the TV show and they're going to understand the heartache.
But @Offspring does not belong to the TV show.
No, it belongs to a punk rock band from the 90s and noughties, The Offspring.
Right.
Who, instead of being flabbergasted and asking what's going on, decided to play along with it with some comical results.
I like that. We've got some of the tweets here. A response to Jessica93M where N, who, is his name Nipples?
Yeah, Nibbles, but he calls himself
Nipples.
Nix and
Nipples.
different stuff.
Niz
Yeah.
on-
Niz. Anyway,
Guitarist.
he said, everybody dies. That's just the way the world works.
And Carl's
Right.
Carla, he says to her, some of us are glad he's gone. That prick got what he deserved.
Oh,
I think it's so good on them. Bit of fun.
not very nice at all. Can we leave this story behind? Because nobody watches Offspring, so
No.
let's
Yeah.
not...
Yep,
Just move on?
No worries.
All right. Tony Abbott,
Yeah.
last couple of days,
Yeah.
was talking like he normally does.
Well, he was doing...
And I want to say it.
Okay.
He was talking about a repository of information.
No, he wasn't.
What was he talking about?
Talking about a
Paul?
suppository.
A suppository of information.
A suppository of wisdom is what it was. It's not even information in there. There's wisdom in there.
Wisdom.
There's wisdom to be found. So a couple of gaffes. He had another one today where he referred to, because he's going to the various campaign launches. I think this one was in Geelong, or the seat of Deakin in Victoria, where he did the suppository thing. And of course he meant repository. Apparently a couple of the other people next to him sitting down, listening to his speech, nodding, and then one of them goes,
What do you mean? Does he mean suppository?
suppository. And today he was referring to somebody in a Sydney seat as having some sex appeal.
But I'm going to get myself in trouble here.
Yeah, go on.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I think...
He wouldn't have done it if it was a male candidate.
But would he? What if it was a very sexy male
But
candidate?
he still wouldn't have said that.
I think it's beyond how you would describe a politician who you want to stand
But
for your seat.
Obama also did this not long ago as well. Referred to a candidate or a politician as being someone who was sexy.
We're just not accepting this at the moment. It's
No.
not something we're liking.
I mean, with Tony Abbott's kind of controversies of, the past couple of months being accused as, being a sexist or a misogynist and, being accused of having issues with women, it's probably not what he needs right now.
Look, the other side of the argument, though, and you're right, is it may make him seem a bit more affable.
Well, yes.
A little looser with the tongue. Kevin Rudd's not loose with the tongue, whereas Tony Abbott, if he can be that way without saying suppository too many times, then it may work in his favour.
I don't know. I mean, would I get in trouble for saying that we have a sexy co-presenter?
No.
Paul's not that sexy.
Well,
I
know,
am damn
but
sexy,
the beard,
Candace.
the beard is very attractive.
Thank you. Would you like to touch it?
Right. No,
Anyway.
let's move on. I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble here. Candace.
Yo.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm going to do?
No.
What?
I'm going to do this right now. The weather
Oh, I love the
is
weather.
not really a funny thing, except if you do a weather forecast in a lift.
Got any interesting plans for the rest of the day?
Oh, I was hoping on the beach.
Oh yeah, it's a good day for it. In fact, let's take a look at the activator forecast. You'll see that there's a high pressure point moving some heat over to the east coast. Low pressure bringing a little bit of much needed rain to the panhandle and the Four Corners. Can you please put your phone down? It's kind of rude while I'm doing the weather forecast. Los Angeles probably mid to high 80s. It's going to be very beautiful. All right, now back to you with sports.
I reckon that's hilarious.
Brilliant.
Do you?
Yeah, but you didn't.
It's amusing. Oh, haha, he's got a weather chart in it.
But it's good because it's all the good things about humour. It's not being cruel to anyone or being nasty
Yeah,
or being.
that's right.
Actually being useful.
It's
just
being
not-
useful. That's
Little bit
exactly
useful,
right.
you know, showing them,
Speaking of weather
It's just not
presenters,
particularly
Yeah.
funny.
across to you, Candace. Tell us about Tumblr.
Yeah, so another young man in the States is in big trouble and possibly facing a lengthy jail sentence after, posting what he says is a bit of a joke on social media site Tumblr. You take it how you like. He posted something that indicated he was going to go on a shooting rampage of the university where he studies. Authorities didn't really take it as a joke, quite understandably, and arrested the guy just a few hours later, so they were able to track him down. His excuse was that it's part of an experimental art project, a literary piece. A little bit weird given that he's studying psychology and not anything too arty, but, could be facing some lengthy jail time there. We'll have to see how that one plays out.
But does he really deserve 5 years in jail
No,
for doing
of
something
course
stupid
not.
like
Well,
that?
it depends on whether, they found plans in his house, and my understanding is that they didn't, that it was a legitimate stupid thing that he said on Tumblr.
I understand that he's already spent 6 months in jail, and that's purely because his family can't afford the $20,000 to bail him out.
And that's pretty unlucky, but that's the way the cookie crumbles if you're
Are we-
going to say stupid stuff on social media.
Are we losing the plot, though, a bit between because sentences take two things into consideration. What is a deterrent and what is also part of the crime, what they feel needs to be given to the person to understand they've done wrong. Are we leaning too much on the trying to be a deterrent with these kinds of offences?
Oh, my gut feel is that this guy's copped a bigger sentence than most white people would
But he
get
hasn't been
because he's a black
sentenced yet.
guy.
He's in prison awaiting trial. He's not been sentenced on anything yet. So at the moment, it's just administrative.
Yeah. There's a great, and I'll just detract briefly, when we talk about the recent murder in Florida of a 14-year-old who was unarmed, and they were talking about in California there was a mother who fired 5 shots into the air and got a 10-year prison sentence. But because of the way the laws are structured in different states, she goes to prison. What was his name? Lewis Dean?
I don't recall.
Actually gets to walk free. So I think in America there's some problems with the way they administer the law.
Yeah, I think you might be
Well,
right as well. Corey Monteith has passed away, and his girlfriend shows some emotion.
Yeah, speaking of deaths, unfortunately, this one was an unexpected one that took us all by surprise last month. Corey Monteith is the gentleman on Glee, the young fellow, very talented, attractive young man, promising young actor who died of an accidental drug overdose, I think they believe, late last month. His girlfriend and on-screen co-star Lee Michelle was accepting an award at the Teen Choice Awards and gave a very heartfelt speech about what he meant to her and what he meant to the fans. And as expected, there was a huge outpouring of grief, which was, quite touching, but unfortunate that it had to happen at all, really. From one TV show, Glee, to another, Breaking Bad, what would the Breaking Bad theme sound like if it were recreated with meth instruments?
Have you ever watched that show, Breaking Bad?
I've watched about half an episode.
Yeah.
It's
Never seen it.
fantastic.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. Definitely get on
There's
it.
so many great shows.
So
Watch
exciting.
every show. They're all great. Every
Yeah.
show in the world ever.
I'm
is
enjoying
awesome
Game
at
of
the moment.
Thrones, but I think it's time for me to get into Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's a good next one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Websites. Now,
Yes.
every week you bring us a website. Some of them are crap, some of them are quite good.
Crap.
This one, Fiverr.com. No, it's good. I've
Oh,
used
is
it myself.
Okay.
Tell
Oh,
us
all right.
more.
All right. So imagine you're sitting at home, you're skint. What I need is a can of baked beans for tea tonight. How on earth am I going to do that? Think of a skill you could market yourself, a cheap skill, something you could do that somebody might give you $5 for. What would it be? Jason, in your case?
Oh,
Twerking for the
twerking.
camera.
I can twerk.
Yeah, putting a live caterpillar up your nose, all those sorts of things. Fiverr, Fiverr.com is the place where you go on the internet that opens up your market to a global audience, and you can make a quick $5.
Right.
So, for instance, there's various categories: fun and bizarre, video and animation, gifts, business, music, and audio. You go, well, for me, I think, well, I could read, I don't know, something with a funny voice, and that might make me some money. And I have a look here and see the sort of people I would be up against. One of them may be a man who can record an awesome voiceover for me about anything,
Right.
for $5. Another person will write me my very own rap song for $5, which I've always dreamt of somebody doing.
I think most rap songs are written for $5.
I thought most of them were written for me. Anyway, so this young man has a little studio. He writes a rap song, and you could take that to school the next day, and you would be the coolest kid in the block.
Sweet.
That's going to cost you $5.
$5.
Now, for added, he's going to record it in a professional studio for $20. So
Oh,
for $5,
right.
he gives you the dodgy
Just
one
one
from
at
his
home.
bedroom.
Yeah.
That's right. He will have the song mixed and mastered by professional engineers who work for labels for $20.
Right.
He will deliver it to you in just 3 days for $40.
So
So you
there's
can see here, actually up to $100. But for $5 at least, you can get your own song.
So there's all sorts of stuff on there, not just songs. I mean,
With some of the categories, as I said, video and animation, fun and bizarre.
I
So if
like
you want
that.
something bizarre, as I know, that's right, that's your kink. Write a message for you with exotic Indian spices. Sing happy birthday to you in the middle of a mud field.
do you know what? I actually used Fiverr. You know, not that long ago, I had 100,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
I got them from Fiverr.
Really?
$25 it cost me.
Wow.
Now I've got 25,000 followers.
Yeah.
Because all of the bloody followers that they gave me were fake, and Twitter deleted them all.
But you don't care. I mean, here's my favourite one. I will take photos in my cute made cosplay outfit for $5.
I like that. Can you bookmark that for me?
I will do, no worries.
All
I'll
right, thank
forward
you
it
very
on.
much. We've got to move on.
That is a cute outfit.
It
But
certainly is
you've
a
already
cute
seen
outfit.
her. You've seen her now. She's put pictures on the thing.
No,
Well,
but
I guess. Maybe more.
I'll spend my $5 how I want to spend my $5. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Can
sir,
lady
Mr.
over
Boss.
there.
Candice, do you have a maid's costume? I reckon you'd clean up.
Yeah, well, wouldn't she? Look at that.
And I don't mean, you know, metaphorically.
Yeah,
No,
literally.
the only
Yeah.
maid work I do is actual housework.
Right, Candice.
Yo.
Tell me some statistics. I like statistics.
Oh,
You
yes.
are a nerd. The official Aussie social media report has been released, the latest one by Margin Media, and it's revealed that there are now 13 million Australian Facebook accounts with 800,000 signing up in the past month. So it does show that the site is still growing, particularly in Australia, though the demographics might have skewed a little bit. With those figures, it means that something like 58% of Australians are now represented on Facebook, which is an absolutely staggering figure. Are you guys still on Facebook?
I am, but it looks to me like there's more chicks on Facebook than there are blokes. That means it'd be a good place to pick up, yeah?
Oh, quite possibly. I've deactivated my Facebook, so I haven't had a look in over 18 months now.
Why did you deactivate it, Candice?
Wasn't really doing it for me.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't really need
It's
it.
because you were trying to pick up blokes, or too many blokes were trying to pick you up?
Neither. It was just, I don't know, it was a bit
Or
of
did the
bit of
boss tell you you
oversharing.
weren't allowed to use it anymore?
No, it was, it was not employed at the time, so it was a little bit of...
Oh, I didn't mean employment. I meant the boss.
Oh, as in, no, my other half was off Facebook as well, and
Really?
he seemed very content and not stressed about, little oversharing issues. So I thought,
Okay.
you know what,
I like
that sounds good.
there's another statistic on here that I particularly liked as well. It says how many users are actually using Twitter at the moment. 2.1 million.
Not
so
bad.
something like 8 or 9% of the Australian population.
Yeah, given that you've just said, though, you had 75,000 spam bots following you,
Yeah.
how much of that
Who
is
knows?
real?
Who knows? If you want to see those statistics, though, you can check out marginmedia.com.au.
That's it. It's on their blog. Another social media kind of appy kind of news. The App Store's turned 5, which is really exciting for Apple, and it's kind of sweetened another big milestone for them this week with a US court ruling in favour of Apple in its bid to have Samsung. To stop imports of certain Samsung products in the US. The US International Trade Commission is the name of the body. They found that Samsung has infringed 2 of Apple's patents. They weren't design patents, so it's not exactly sure which patents they have said are in breach. It's not clear which devices will be affected at this stage, though that information should be revealed in coming days. Now, do you guys remember Gangnam Style?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're looking to capitalise on Gangnam Style's success and you're Korean, you're going to go and try and do something as quirky as that. That is what this band Crayon Pop have done. They're hoping that you will parody this video so that they'll be rich and famous.
Why are they wearing stack hats?